Top 10 foods to prevent leg cramps in seniors. Strengthen your legs. It's 3:17 a.m. The house is silent. And then it happens. That lightning bolt of pain shooting through your calf. Your muscles seizing into what feels like solid concrete. That moment of pure panic as you gasp for breath, desperately rubbing your leg, praying for relief. And in that moment, you feel utterly alone in your suffering. I know that feeling all too well. I'm Dr. Bob. And despite being a physician for over 50 years, nothing in medical school prepared me for the night my leg cramps became so unbearable that my wife Martha found me on the bathroom floor, tears streaming down my face at 3 a.m. I remember looking up at her and saying something I'd never said before. I don't think I can take this anymore. For someone who had always prided himself on strength and independence, that admission was devastating. Perhaps you've had your own bathroom floor moment with leg cramps. That point where you wonder if this is just your new normal, another indignity of aging you're supposed to quietly accept. But what if I told you that after decades of studying this specific problem, I discovered something that changed everything for me and hundreds of my patients? Something so simple it seems almost ridiculous. The answer wasn't in expensive medications or complicated medical procedures. It was sitting right in our kitchens all along. Before I share these life-changing foods that have helped me and countless seniors sleep through the night again, if you're already nodding because you know exactly what that 3 a.m. agony feels like, please take a moment to subscribe and tap the notification bell. Our community is dedicated to helping each other age with dignity and independence, and I'd be honored to have you join us on this journey. Now, let me share what most doctors never tell their patients about leg cramps, including the 10 powerful foods that can transform your leg health, especially number 7, which was the game changer that finally let me sleep through the night again after years of suffering. Heparin. Understanding leg cramps in seniors. Before we dive into these transformative foods, let's talk about what's really happening in your body during those midnight attacks. Because here's what frustrates me. Too many healthcare providers dismiss your pain with a casual, "It's just part of aging." Let me tell you right now, it's not. You haven't done anything wrong, and you don't have to accept this suffering. Think of your muscles like a finely tuned instrument. To play properly, they need 3 key minerals working together in perfect harmony: potassium, magnesium, and calcium. When these fall out of balance, which happens more easily as we age, your muscles can suddenly seize up, like a car engine locking when it runs out of oil. And it's not your fault. As we get older, our bodies don't absorb nutrients as efficiently. Many blood pressure and heart medications actually drain these exact minerals from your system. It's like someone is siphoning gas from your car while you're trying to drive uphill. I'll never forget Mr. Johnson. He shuffled into my office, 82 years old, shoulders slumped in defeat. When I asked about his leg cramps, his eyes welled up. "Doc," he whispered, "I've accepted this is my life now. I haven't slept a full night in over a decade." You could feel the resignation in his voice, that quiet surrender we sometimes make to pain. Maybe you felt it too. 6 weeks after making the dietary changes I'm about to share with you, he called me. I could hear him choking back tears. "Dr. Bob," he said, "last night I slept straight through until morning. No pain, no cramping, first time in years. I woke up and actually cried from relief." That's the transformation I want for you. So let's explore the foods that can help you reclaim your nights and strengthen your legs, starting with one you probably already have in your kitchen. 1. Bananas, nature's muscle relaxant. Bananas might seem obvious, but there's a reason they've earned their reputation. They're incredibly rich in potassium, a mineral that acts as a key regulator in muscle contractions. What many don't realize is that they also contain magnesium, creating a powerful duo for muscle health. One medium banana provides about 422 milligrams of potassium, approximately 9% of your daily needs in a single convenient package. My patient Clara, 75, had resigned herself to taking potassium supplements that upset her stomach. I suggested she try eating half a banana with breakfast and another half before bed. Within 2 weeks, her nighttime cramps had decreased by nearly 70%. The beauty of bananas is their versatility. Slice them onto your morning cereal, blend them into smoothies, or freeze them for a refreshing treat. For those watching their sugar intake, even half a banana daily can make a significant difference. At 2, nuts and seeds, small powerhouses for muscle health. If I had to choose just one food group that delivers the most comprehensive benefits for preventing leg cramps, nuts and seeds would be at the top of my list. Almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and flax seeds are treasure troves of magnesium, potassium, healthy fats, and antioxidants. This combination doesn't just prevent cramps. It reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and supports muscle repair. I witnessed this transformation with my friend Richard, who suffered from leg cramps so severe they were affecting his marriage. His wife was losing sleep due to his nighttime episodes. I recommended he add 2 tablespoons of mixed seeds to his daily routine. 3 weeks later, he called to say both he and his wife were sleeping through the night again. The key with nuts and seeds is consistency. A small handful, about 1 ounce daily, can deliver profound benefits. Sprinkle them on salads, yogurt, or oatmeal, or carry a small container for a convenient snack. 3. Eggs, complete nutrition for muscle repair. Eggs are truly remarkable for seniors' muscle health, yet they're often overlooked in discussions about leg cramps. They provide high-quality protein, which is essential for repairing muscle tissue. But their secret weapon in fighting leg cramps lies in their vitamin content, particularly vitamin D and B12, which support nerve function and muscle coordination. When I introduced daily eggs to my breakfast routine, I noticed not just fewer cramps, but also improved strength in my legs overall. This wasn't surprising when I considered the science. Eggs support calcium absorption, which works alongside magnesium and potassium to regulate muscle contractions. My patient Martha was skeptical about adding eggs back into her diet due to outdated concerns about cholesterol. After reviewing her specific health situation and determining eggs were appropriate for her, she began having 1 egg daily. 6 weeks later, she reported not only fewer cramps, but also feeling steadier on her feet during her daily walks. Whether scrambled, boiled, or in an omelet packed with vegetables, eggs provide comprehensive support for muscle health that few other foods can match. 4. Dark leafy greens, the calcium-magnesium connection. When we think of calcium, most of us think of dairy products. However, dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, and broccoli may actually be superior sources for seniors prone to leg cramps. These vegetables provide calcium in a form that's readily absorbed by the body, along with magnesium, a critical mineral that enables muscles to relax after contracting. Without sufficient magnesium, muscles can remain in a contracted state, leading to those painful cramps we're working to prevent. I've seen remarkable results when patients increase their intake of these greens. One particular success story stands out. Eleanor, 84, who had resigned herself to taking prescription muscle relaxants due to severe nighttime cramping. After adding a daily serving of sautéed greens to her dinner, she was able to reduce her medication by half within a month. For those who don't enjoy the taste of greens, I recommend starting with baby spinach in smoothies. The fruit masks the flavor while you still reap the benefits. Another approach is adding chopped kale to soups or stews during the last few minutes of cooking.
Bounty.
Sweet potatoes. Complex carbohydrates for sustained energy. Sweet potatoes deserve special attention in our discussion of cramp prevention. They're extraordinarily rich in potassium, even more so than bananas, while also providing magnesium and complex carbohydrates that help maintain hydration in muscle tissues. The connection between carbohydrates and muscle cramps isn't discussed enough. When muscles don't have adequate energy sources, they're more prone to dysfunction, including cramping. Sweet potatoes provide slow-releasing carbohydrates that help maintain energy levels in muscle cells. They also contain beta-carotene, which has anti-inflammatory properties that can help reduce chronic inflammation that may contribute to muscle issues. My own experience with sweet potatoes has been transformative. After adding them to my diet twice weekly, I noticed not just fewer cramps, but also improved endurance in my daily activities. Consider adding roasted sweet potato to your meals several times a week. Your legs will thank you. 6. Avocado, the triple threat against leg cramps. If there's one food on our list that deserves the title of complete package for leg cramp prevention, it's the humble avocado. These creamy fruits are exceptionally high in potassium, even more than bananas, while also providing magnesium and healthy monounsaturated fats. This combination supports muscle relaxation, maintains proper fluid balance, and reduces inflammation. I've recommended avocados to countless patients suffering from leg cramps, and the results speak for themselves. My patient Robert, 73, had been experiencing debilitating cramps after his evening walks. After adding half an avocado to his daily lunch, he reported a dramatic decrease in cramp frequency within just 2 weeks. What makes avocados particularly valuable for seniors is their soft texture, making them easy to eat even for those with dental issues. They're also incredibly versatile, spread on toast, added to smoothies, or enjoyed in salads. If you find one comment that has helped you so far, please type NAD leg relief in the comments. It helps others find this information and lets me know which parts you find most valuable. 7. Legumes, the forgotten heroes of muscle health. Now we come to what I consider the hidden gem in our cramp-fighting arsenal, something most doctors never mention when discussing leg cramps: beans and lentils. I can see some of you raising your eyebrows. Beans, Dr. Bob, really? But stay with me. This discovery changed everything for me and hundreds of my patients. These humble foods are absolutely packed with magnesium, the mineral that acts like your muscle's natural relaxant. It's like nature's own version of those expensive muscle relaxers, but without the side effects. White beans and lentils also contain remarkable amounts of potassium, creating a powerful 1-2 punch against cramps. I discovered their power completely by accident. For years, I had mild cramping after spending time in my garden. Nothing severe, but uncomfortable enough that I'd sometimes avoid gardening altogether, an activity I've loved my entire life. Then, during one particularly cold winter, my wife Martha started making more bean soups and stews. 3 weeks later, I realized something. I hadn't experienced a single cramp, even after spending hours preparing our spring garden beds. But the story that truly opened my eyes belongs to Dorothy. At 80 years old, she'd been suffering with leg cramps for nearly half her life. She'd tried everything: expensive supplements, prescription medications, even those copper bracelets some people swear by. When I suggested something as simple as adding beans to her diet, she was skeptical but desperate. At her follow-up appointment, she grabbed my hand with tears in her eyes. "It's like someone finally found the off switch," she whispered. "After 40 years of suffering, I haven't had a severe cramp in over a month." I know it sounds almost too simple, but try adding even a quarter cup of beans to your meals daily, in soups, salads, or as a side dish. Something this simple, this affordable, could be the solution you've been searching for all along. Sometimes the most powerful medicines aren't in fancy bottles. They're hiding in plain sight in our kitchens. Number 8. Fish. Omega-3s for muscle function. Certain fish varieties, particularly salmon, mackerel, and halibut, offer a unique combination of benefits for those suffering from leg cramps. They provide magnesium and protein, both essential for muscle health. But their secret weapon lies in their omega-3 fatty acid content, which helps reduce inflammation throughout the body, including in muscle tissue. Chronic inflammation can irritate nerves and contribute to muscle dysfunction. By regularly consuming these fatty fish, you're providing your body with natural anti-inflammatory compounds that can help keep leg cramps at bay. I've observed this effect consistently in patients who increased their fish intake. William, 79, who had suffered from leg cramps that would wake him 3 to 4 times per night, began eating salmon twice weekly. Within a month, his nighttime cramps had decreased by approximately 80%. For those who don't enjoy fish, high-quality fish oil supplements can provide similar benefits, though I always recommend getting nutrients from whole foods when possible. 9. Beet Greens, the overlooked nutritional goldmine. One of the most overlooked foods for preventing leg cramps is beet greens, the leafy tops of the beet plant that most people discard. These greens are among the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet when it comes to minerals that prevent leg cramps. They're exceptionally rich in potassium, magnesium, and calcium, the trifecta for muscle health. They also contain valuable B vitamins that support nerve function. I discovered their benefits through my own garden. After harvesting beets and sautéing the greens as a side dish, I noticed that my occasional post-gardening leg cramps seemed to disappear. This led me to research their composition and begin recommending them to patients. Margaret, 81, was skeptical but willing to try anything to address her leg cramps. She began adding chopped beet greens to her soups and stir-fries. 3 weeks later, she reported her cramp frequency had dropped dramatically. If you don't grow your own beets, look for bunches with the greens still attached at farmers markets or well-stocked grocery stores. Sauté them with a bit of olive oil and garlic for a delicious side dish packed with cramp-fighting nutrients. Chapter 10. Fermented Foods. Electrolyte balance through traditional wisdom. Our final recommendation might surprise you. Fermented foods like pickles, sauerkraut, and kimchi can play a valuable role in preventing leg cramps. These traditional foods are naturally high in sodium and other electrolytes, which help maintain proper fluid balance in muscles. This is particularly important for seniors who may take medications that deplete sodium or who lose electrolytes through increased urination. The connection between fermented foods and cramp prevention comes from traditional wisdom across many cultures. In Korea, for instance, kimchi has long been valued for its ability to restore balance to the body. I've seen remarkable results when patients incorporate small amounts of these foods regularly. James, 76, who suffered from cramps despite trying many other remedies, found significant relief after adding a tablespoon of sauerkraut to his lunch each day. The key is moderation. A small serving daily is sufficient to help maintain electrolyte balance without consuming excessive sodium. At implementation, creating your anti-cramp meal plan. Now that we've explored these powerful foods, you might be wondering how to incorporate them all into your daily routine. The good news is that you don't need to eat all 10 foods every day to see benefits. I recommend starting with 3 to 4 of these foods that you already enjoy or can easily add to your meals. Even small portions can make a difference when consumed regularly. Here's a simple approach that has worked for many of my patients. 1. Add a potassium-rich food to breakfast, banana, avocado. 2. Include a magnesium-rich food at lunch, nuts, beans. 3. Incorporate calcium-rich greens with dinner. 4. Keep a small container of nuts or seeds for snacking. Remember that consistency is more important than quantity. Small daily additions to your diet will yield better results than occasionally consuming large amounts of these foods. You know, I've been thinking about something as we've talked today. So many of us have come to believe that certain discomforts, like these painful leg cramps, are simply the price we pay for growing older, as if suffering is the toll booth we must pass through on the road of aging. I'm here today at 78 years old to tell you that's simply not true. Those painful cramps that jolt you awake at 3 a.m. or stop you mid-step during your daily walk are not your destiny. They're not something you have to surrender to. Let's remember what we've discovered together. These cramps aren't random attacks. They happen when your body lacks specific minerals, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Small, consistent additions to your daily meals work better than occasional large amounts. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive programs, just real food from your local grocery store. Many people experience significant relief within just 2 to 3 weeks of making these simple changes. You know, I still think about my own bathroom floor moment, when the pain was so intense I couldn't even stand. How helpless I felt. How I wondered if this was just my new normal. But I also remember the first night I slept straight through until morning. The profound relief of waking up naturally without pain. The realization that I hadn't lost this basic pleasure forever. I think of Martha, my patient from earlier. Before these dietary changes, she'd actually stopped attending her granddaughter's evening dance recitals, afraid she'd have a cramp attack in the middle of the performance. Last month, she sent me a photo of herself in the front row, beaming with pride. I didn't miss a moment, her note said. This is about so much more than just avoiding pain. It's about reclaiming parts of your life you may have surrendered, about sleeping peacefully through the night, about moving through your day with confidence rather than fear of when the next cramp might strike. You deserve that kind of freedom. And it can start with something as simple as adding a banana to your breakfast or a handful of nuts to your afternoon snack. If this conversation has helped you today, if it's given you even a glimmer of hope that those agonizing cramps aren't something you have to endure forever, I'd be honored if you'd support our channel by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Our community is dedicated to helping seniors live with dignity, strength, and joy, because we believe that our golden years should truly be golden. Stay tuned for next week when I'll share the gentle stretches that perfectly complement these dietary changes, a complete approach to keeping those leg cramps away for good. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm Dr. Bob, wishing you peaceful nights and pain-free days ahead. Before you go, if you know someone else who suffers from these painful leg cramps, someone who perhaps feels they just have to live with this agony, please share this video with them. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give each other is the knowledge that we don't have to suffer. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to join our community. We're on this journey together, supporting each other as we discover that aging doesn't have to mean accepting pain and limitation. With the right knowledge, we can continue to grow stronger and more vibrant every single day. Until next time, this is Dr.